Hello guys, my name is Srikanth and welcome back to our channel Chemistry with Coffee. In today's video, I am going to talk about the remaining part of isomerism in organic molecules, that is geometrical isomerism, optical isomerism and conformational isomerism. First, let's look at the geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. So geometrical isomerism is mostly present in alkenes and cycloalkenes. The arrangement of identical groups on either side on the carbon atoms is different. For example, in this molecule, this is a carbon, this is a carbon, and there is a double bond between two carbon atoms. We have hydrogens and we have fluorines blue color. So in this isomer, the similar blue color fluorine atoms on the same side. So we assign cis, and if the similar groups or atoms on these two sp2 carbon atoms is different, that is the opposite side, we say that one is a trans. And let's look at the optical isomerism. The arrangement of atoms is different in a 3D space. They also form non-superimposable mirror images. For the example of this molecule CHFClBr, so this is a carbon attached to four different atoms. So we have fluorine, we have chlorine, we have bromine, we have hydrogen. So this is the mirror image of this isomer. These two are called enantiomers, but we will talk about more on enantiomers and diastereomers in the coming slides. So geometrical isomerism, there is a nomenclature, EZ nomenclature, based on Kohn-Ingold-Prelog rules. More atomic number atom gets high priority and less atomic number atom gets less priority. If same periodic groups present on the same side, we assign Z, and if same periodic groups present on the opposite side, we assign E. So this is similar to Z is similar to cis, E is similar to trans, but there is no relation. Just for remembering purpose, I am saying. So let's look at this isomer. So two carbon atoms, these two are sp2 carbon atoms, that is a double bond present between these two atoms, and let's assign priority to the ethyl group and methyl group. First, this carbon is directly attached to carbon. This is also attached to carbon at the bottom side. So then we continue to the next atom. So this carbon again attached to two hydrogens and one carbon, while this carbon is directly attached to three hydrogens. So compared to three hydrogens, two hydrogens and one carbon is a high priority. So we assign 1 and 2. Same way between bromine and hydrogen, bromine has high atomic number, so we assign number 1 to the bromine and number 2 to the hydrogen. So in this molecule, the same priority groups are present on the same side, so we assign Z. While in this case, the same priority groups present on the opposite side, so we assign E. Again, cis-trans isomerism is also possible in cycloalkenes. So the CH3 is on the top surface and hydrogen is the bottom, and this hydrogen is bottom, this CH3 is to the top surface. So two methyl groups on these two carbon atoms are on the same side, so we assign cis. Whereas in the trans isomer, the same groups, there is a methyl groups present on the opposite side. One is the top, one is the bottom side. So we assign trans. Let's look at the optical isomerism. So enantiomers and diastereomers. So by definition, enantiomers are non-superimposable mirror images and diastereomers are non-superimposable non-mirror images. So M and N are actually enantiomers and O and P are enantiomers. N is the mirror image of M. If you put a mirror, you will see N molecule in the mirror. Same way, if you put a mirror, you will see P molecule in the mirror. These two are mirror images, these two are mirror images, and these are non-superimposable also. That means if you lift N molecule up and place it over the M molecule, they are not superimposable. They won't match. That is, if you move the N molecule and place it over the M, these hydrogen OH don't match, and this hydrogen, this OH doesn't match, and these two OHs doesn't match with these two H's. Of course, this one and this one matches with the chlorine and methyl, but overall doesn't match. So non-superimposable mirror images, enantiomers M and N, and also O and P. While moving from one enantiomer to other enantiomer, all chiral centers are inverted. For example, if you look at the M and N, so this is the chiral center, this is also a chiral center in M. M has two chiral centers. Chiral center means the carbon atom which is attached to four different atoms or groups. This one has right side H and left side OH, while this one has right side OH and left side H. Same way this one has a right side H, left side OH, while this one has right side OH and left side H. So two chiral centers are inverted while we move from M to N. Same way, while moving from O to P, two chiral centers are inverted. These two are inverted in these two. So next, diastereomers. So by definition, diastereomers are non-superimposable and also non-mirror images. So M and O, M and P, same way N and O, N and P are diastereomers. While moving from one diastereomer to another diastereomer, only one chiral center is inverted. If you look at the N and O, so the top one is inverted. Top one, this one has in N, the top chiral carbon has OH on the right side, H on the left side, while this one has right side H, left side OH. While the second chiral center has OH and H, this one also has right side OH, left side H. So only one chiral center is inverted while we are moving from N to O. So these two are diastereomers. Same way, M and O, M and P, and N and O, N and P are diastereomers. So these two are non-mirror images. If you compare N and O, this is not the mirror image of N. Same way, you cannot superimpose also. So N and O are, for example, diastereomers. Now let's continue with the conformational isomerism. In conformational isomerism, we get different conformational isomers while rotating the CC single bond. So these are related to interconversion about a carbon-carbon single bond. So let's look at the conformational isomerism in N-butane. N means straight chain. That is a CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. That is a butane. Butane has 4 carbon atoms. So we are writing the first carbon atom in blue color to the top, and the second one is this one. That is these 3 lines are matching, right? This is the second carbon atom, and third carbon atom is the big sphere, this circle, right? This is the third carbon atom, and fourth carbon atom is the methyl in red color. So it is a C2 carbon atom is the front side and C3 behind, that is the back side. So we get different isomers. If we rotate 60 degrees, the back one or front one doesn't matter, but we are actually not rotating the front carbon, we are only rotating the back side carbon, the big sphere, right? Like a wheel, 60 degrees one time. So if you rotate the back one 60 degrees, so this methyl will come this position, and this red color hydrogen come this position, and this hydrogen comes this position, like this. Again rotate 60 more degrees, so this will come here, this will come here, this will come here, like in this one. And again rotate 60 more degrees, so this will come here, this will come here, and this hydrogen comes here, like this. And again 60, so this comes here, this comes here, this comes here, like this one. And finally again 60, so this will come here, like here, and this will come here, like here, and this will come here, like here. So next, if you rotate again 60 more degrees, so we get the full eclipse one. Sorry, this is supposed to be red color and this is supposed to be blue color. Okay, so in this one, this conformation is called fully eclipsed because all groups are very near, side by side. On C2 and C3, all groups are very near. So these two methyl groups are very near, and these two hydrogens, these two hydrogens. This is called fully eclipsed. While just eclipsed, so CH3 and H are near, H and CH3, H and H. This is also same. C and E are similar in energy. And gauche, B and F. Like the methyl groups are still little bit apart, not very near, but not completely opposite side, like in the staggered. In the staggered, the methyl groups are completely opposite side. So this is the highest stability conformer in all the conformal isomers of N-butane. So first highest stability is the staggered, followed by gauche, second highest stability, and eclipsed. This is unstable isomers, and a fully eclipsed one, and this one is a highly unstable conformal isomer. So this conformation is highly unstable because of these big bulky methyl groups are very near, like a steric hindrance. Due to the steric strain, this molecule gets high energy and unstable. And eclipsed, and this eclipsed is unstable, but not this much, not as fully eclipsed one. This is little bit less energy than fully eclipsed, and a little more stable one is a gauche, and highest stable one is a staggered, because the methyl groups are completely opposite side. In gauche, still the methyl groups are little bit near, not completely opposite like in staggered. So highest stability is the staggered, and second most stability is the gauche, and followed by eclipsed, and last unstable one is the fully eclipsed. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions, please don't hesitate to post them in the comment section below. See you all next week, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel Chemistry with Coffee.